Would anybody? Yeah, Councillor McRae.
Thank you. I'm trying to remember where we're at now. Right, so yeah, the budget thing that Greg did. So yeah, thank you, Greg. It was interesting, and I'm glad you remembered Donna's name. I think we should also thank the other councils, you know, town and parish councils, and obviously the town clerks that opened up. We've thanked them in loads of meetings, but like you said, all the people that you've missed. It's important. And I was going to ask you a question about funding like groups and organisations, like, but you kind of covered it in your speech. I think that's really good of you, because when you look at what's happened in the city, and I think fair play to the Sheriff of Nottingham for not agreeing with that, because she tried to stick up for the groups and organisations, and I think it's sad what's happened to her, and I'm sure that's not going to happen with anyone here, whichever way they vote. You know, people vote how they want. I know these guys do. I wouldn't dare try and tell them what to do. So I think I'm supportive of this budget, and I'm sure some of the other members of the Independents would like to maybe ask some questions on that before they make a decision, and that's up to them how they vote. But I'm glad that we're going to be looking after the various, you know, there's lots of sports groups out there, because at the end of the day, they're helping lots of youngsters, they're helping lots of vulnerable people in the area. And I think that's really important. And there is a cost to that, isn't there? So that's why we've got to do things like that, because that's one of the last things I'd ever want to see cut. So I think this is a fair enough budget. It's perhaps not as good as the one as last year, but you're not in a coalition, are you? So that's why it's not so good. But it'll do. But I'm just glad that we're looking after the groups and organisations that's out there in the community, in all parts of the community. And I think that the groups and organisations, and I'm sure if I say thank you on behalf of them, if that makes sense, because unlike the city, it really worries me, because there's a lot of youngsters that's vulnerable, and this budget makes sure that we're able to carry on looking after them. So me, myself, I will be supporting this. Thank you for it. It's up to the others what they do, but I'm sure some of them might have some questions for you. Thank you.
Councillor Barbara.